Here's an example of intermingling corporate assets or using the company's accounts as your own personal piggy bank. And I don't think most of you guys need an example of this. People see this all the time. It's probably done all the time, but it is a reason to pierce a corporate veil. So let's talk about it. Let's say you have a business that's got 3 shareholders in it, okay? And those shareholders decide that instead of doing our business, paying ourselves, and then buying a car, paying for cell phones, or paying our mortgage, paying our personal taxes, it's all going to run through the business, right? And realistically, a lot of people do that. Is it okay to do? Is it correct to do? I'm not an accountant. You probably should talk to your accountant. So as long as you report things right, it can be done. That's not legal advice. But if you do it and you get sued and it turns out that the company doesn't have any money, somebody could come back and say, well, wait a second. You guys use the company account as your own personal piggy bank. You paid your mortgage out of there. You paid your real estate taxes out of there. You paid some other company's taxes out of there. You paid for your car out of there. Paid for your phone out of there. Then you went to IKEA and you paid for your furniture out of there. And then you went to a party and you guys paid for that out of there. Then you flew to Colorado on a ski trip and you paid for that out of there. And so a lot of that stuff, it might be a legitimate business expense. But if a bunch of shareholders are regularly running their own personal expenses through the business, and then the business gets sued, and it turns out that the business doesn't have any money, or the business has to declare bankruptcy because they can't pay a judgment, well, it is very reasonable for somebody to say, wait a second, you guys intermingled your own personal assets, or another way to say that is you used the company's account as your own personal piggy bank. And so that money should come back into the company so that it could pay this judgment. And that's another example of how the corporate veil could be pierced for a company where seemingly everything you're doing is the same thing as everybody else. Again, these are very fact-intensive issues. They require somebody to look at the exact situation that you're in. And so for that reason, consultations are always free. We're here to avoid these kinds of legal disputes, not get you into them. And if you're already into one, we're here to try to get you out of them. Give us a call, 215-876-0800, Anton Kaminsky for Kaminsky Law.